Welcome guys, the Viper against Vinchester, KotD round of 8, and we have some interesting Civ choices here out of all the players, and as you can see, that's it. And we had the bands of Malians, Malay, Celts and Ethiopians, and then Vinchester in the end didn't go for a lot of Mizo, but picked Japanese and Goth. Interesting stuff here, and it feels like the Viper is going more for the meter Civs here. So we are jumping into game number 1. Vinchester already did pick or did take a restart here. So now it's the second try for us. He picked Goth and had a very horrible woodline. So let's take a look. We still have the Viper playing the Berbers here in the yellow trunks, and now we are playing Green Arabia. So this game could go a bit longer. Defensive woodline, stone pretty close, go pretty close, and all wallable, so much better map for him in the second try as well. And Vinchester now, defensive woodline, defensive berries, hilly stone and gold, but very defensive as well. So once he controls this area here at the front, he is super fine, and we'll have a nice transition into Castle Age here. Viper finding all his resources, even deer close to his berries. Fritz did find both of his boars, and therefore he's now going and explore the front. We take a look at the other side. Vinchester still running around, getting one of his boars, did find all his sheep, and has deer pretty reasonably close to his berries as well. Now coming in with the first villager. The Viper's trying to lame this one, didn't get through. Let's take a look if he can block this. Second hit, the Viper, someone screws it up. Vinchester shouldn't go into it. Okay, beautiful job here. Normally you have the reflex with Goth to just right click it, but then the boar would have died here. But nice readjustment here by Mr. Vinch himself. And no, the perfect placement. Oh, that's a mismicro on that villager, but the rest is totally fine. Vinchester now pushing a deer, did find his second boar. All looks well to reasonable, and yeah, that's pretty ugly for him. Really cost him quite a lot of wood. Vinchester has a nice map. I couldn't agree more, Don. But if Doubt gets like some layers of, well, it isn't the greatest map. There's some cliffs to the left hand side that could be used, some cliffs to the right hand side, but Viper helped Vinchester there, not really sure. Went down to 4 HP the villager. Would not have happened. Yeah, except the elevation over here. Vinchester called the restart in the first game. Good shot so far by Vinchester. Pushing one deer in, the rest looks all pretty sharp. Except the one villager block over here. Now microing his villagers a bit better. Why does he block the boar instead of the villager? He wants to block the villager. Was the Viper there? It was a bit of a mismicro. I'm a bit surprised as well. Felt like the Viper was a bit off. Now pushing some more deer. Then I like a push into the TC there more than into the berries. Oh, trying to go for the second now. And as you can see, Vinchester, what is that palisade wall? That's an interesting one. I understand those three. Trying to see if the Viper is going for stone, but that one, palisade, is interesting. I believe that isn't a straggler, or was it? Well, let's see. In the meanwhile, the Viper was going for the Drush, and Sentiment the villager on gold. That's interesting. Plus 5 HP here, and Vinchester 4 on gold here as a team, so he will go into archers. The Viper, let's take a look. Going for Loom, 24 villagers, will probably go up after that. And Vinchester saw the barracks, knows that the militia are coming out, is trying to go for some quick walls, and I think he should be super safe. Viper playing it a bit later there, and we'll have quite a reasonable start here, for sure. It's just not too efficient here for Mr. Vinch. Needs to continue building that palisade wall here, and he will do exactly that. Is super safe, those militia won't do anything, and Vinch can transition quite nicely. He's getting the barracks up and won't be touched at the front. Would love to see some walls over here. I'm not 100% sure if he scouted that. Yeah, he did, so one day they will come up. Want to do some damage, but now needs to retreat. Doesn't want to take any damage against some militia. So far pretty crisp and smart game by both of them. Vinch losing some HP, doing one more hit and then probably running. Yeah, indeed, that's what he did. Totally fine. Going for the eco upgrades here. And he will transition. Oh, wow, that was too much damage. And he will play this very slow. As you can see, we'll transition into archers against the Berber player, the Viper, who's now walling the left-hand side. And walled the top already, probably expecting archer range, maybe even double archer range. Now going even into M&A, that's interesting. Has 4 militia out. But yeah, shouldn't be any problems here for Vinch to defend that. Well, some repair is needed here. Vinchy. I said wall is getting low. But those archers should scare that away. The house is coming for Vinch as well. That looks all too solid, and it feels like we won't see a lot of damage being dealt early on this game. Moment KD 0-0. This archer is the one going the lowest so far. 11 HP, but now 2 friends are joining, 2 more friends queued up. Scout against Scout War. First blood. But nothing too important. So that means Vinchester can transition into his Goth Half-Skull Castle Age army if he so desires. Ragnar range now going for skirmishes. Oh, we need to see fletching from Vinchester to somehow combat what the Viper has, because for now his army looks pretty strong. Blacksmith is coming now though, so that looks also reasonable. Viper with double archery range, obviously far away from fletching, or is he? Oh, will be interesting, chasing down this quite nicely. Oh, and he's doing the damage. Vinch is trying to run, and that's a good start for the Viper. Look at that. And chasing down beautifully. KD at the moment 5-1, make that 6-1. Military count is 10-2. Only 2 archers out now. And overextending there without fletching. Moving out, that was a big problem. Didn't expect the skirmishers to be out so fast. At the same time, and now the blacksmith coming up. Fletching will be early, as we said, for Vinchester, but without having any army, fletching won't really help him. And the Viper in full control in the very first game here. Just staying very active, and it seems like Vinch has to give his berries up. Not a lot of food left. 110. But we'll lose a house here for sure as well. But shouldn't be the biggest problem. Viper actually going for the +1 defense even. Didn't have enough gold as it seems. Only 12 gold at the moment. Continues to wall the map. And seems pretty fine. Defensive tower now by Vinch. Trying to run around a bit more, and yeah, that's just so hurtful that he lost all those 5 archers here without really getting anything done. Fletching now by the Viper as well, and he is continuing to produce skirmishers. We'll just try to stay super active. Vinchester will try to defend, building more farms away from the army of the Viper, who isn't going for any aggressive moves, and feels a bit like he is trying to play this the long run as well. Isn't trying to go for the aggressive towers, isn't trying to push it by building more M&A. This just looks like skirmishes into Vinchester's face, and for now he's doing great with this. KD 8-1. That's completely closed at the right hand side. Check a look if the Viper wants to attack over there. He's now going for wheelbarrow, but the count is pretty even. And yeah, Viper still in full control in this game though. Archers will not be really able to contest, and Vin's Castle Age will be so much slower, and she has so many villagers on stone already. Let's go for more walls. I think he did pull too many on stone early on. I want to see some more farms out of him. And the Viper now going for the guaranteed damage. Going for the houses. Maybe tries to find another angle over here, right hand side. Could be an option. Now sneaking around with the archers. Would maybe be the game changer here if the Viper not be walled. Maybe has a small chance of over chopping here, but it would be so weird. Viper actually spreading around with 2 skirmishes here. Beautiful, clever play, but isn't seeing the army here. Oh, he just barely missed it. See, sees it a bit later. He's continuing to go for archers, and he will be up pretty soon. Vinchester needs to build a tower, and that's pretty defensively, I have to say. Take a look. Maybe there's a weird scenario where the Viper could put himself into a huge amount of troubles. Yeah, and he will overchop. He will seriously overchop this. Let's see if he can wall this. Tower is now going up by Vinch. And let's take a look at his resources. Can he click up after wheelbarrow? Most likely. And the Viper overchopped himself. Take a look if Vinchester decided to click in. And he did. He could maybe snag some villagers. Oh, he can't believe his luck. If he clicks right in here, he feels like, okay, yeah, it has to be a trap or something. But actually, the Viper overchopped here. Could have lost, I would say, like 3-4 villagers. Idled his gold, maybe even idled his food till all his army comes back, because he has everything at the front still. But that's obviously so sweet for the Viper now. Vinch even queuing up Town Watch. That's weird. And yeah, Castle Age timing difference will be more than 2 minutes here, as it seems. No, it won't. Will be exactly 2 minutes. And yeah, maybe needs to go for even another defensive tower. Viper, he still has some skirmishes around, wants to intercept those archers. Still get a nice juicy hit in there, but now obviously skirmishers chasing, so that won't be as efficient anymore. Take a look, Viper instantly goes for crossbow and botkin arrow. So he wants to keep the control of that hill. Goes for bullsaw, anti-aggressive siege workshop. Let's take a look, archers. Vinch could maybe see it. Just stays aggressive there on this hill. Vinchester is going for another tower. We can see now the market. He just wants to go for the half skulls. Maybe feels he has a timing, or like has a chance. If he just defends, gets half skulls out, and then he can defend against all the skirmishers. If only he could get an advantage there, killing 3-4 villagers, could have really pushed him ahead. But for now, he just needs to defend. Could lose that villager. They do quite a nice job of not losing anything so far. Jumping in there. And now the Mangnall is coming. And Vince could lose his CC. I don't really see an aggressive castle going up. Oh, even overbuying some stone here. Now where's he building this castle? Very defensively. Needs to wait. And yeah, it's not going for any eco upgrades. Oh, and now the Viper is moving in. That's 3 towers. The castle probably will go up. Let's take a look what they can do. Vinch is trying to block this off. Can the Viper maybe kill those villagers before the castle can go up? He's trying to snipe it down. 60% here. Vinchester dropping heavily when it comes to villagers. Look at that. TC in the meanwhile is going down. Viper, can he maybe put the finishing blow on this? 90%. The castle will go up eventually, but villager count is just a huge difference now. And the Viper wants to camp under this tower. Loses all his army, but realistically, that was a perfect timing to still do damage. He is now 13 villagers ahead. Might even kill that GC here, and Half-Scout's now coming out, clearing that up. Villagers should jump into the TC. And Haskell easily clearing that up. Winchester now might feel he has a small chance, but honestly, he will be so far behind when it comes to eco. Now trying to build another T3 over here. Trying to go for forging, but the transition for the Viper is already there. And he is just so well set up with all his knights. Going for the +2 defense as well. And yeah, having 2 extra TCs behind that as well. We can see even a nice ground attack here against the villager, killing another farm, and Vinch in a lot of trouble. Is he getting... oh, he's going for pikemen. He sees the knights and sees that they have +1 defense and bloodlines. Now sees even +2 defense. 20 villagers behind the Viper, even if he loses this aggression. He is still walled. That obviously does. And oh, look at, he's heavily going for stone. So maybe wants to transition into camel archers as well. Ah. Yeah, his villager count won't really increase. Let's take a look. Vinch now moving in. What can he do against the ground attack of the Viper? At the moment, skirms still around. Could snipe down those pikemen. Knights are out. Sniping 1 pikeman down. 2 pikemen down. Make that 3 pikemen down. Some damage against the Huskards. 1 combat against the Huskards as well. Winchester needs to go back. This is GG, guys. If Winchester is doing 0 damage here, he knows he has to be behind heavily when it comes to the eco. He's still counting on his army. But this is Viper's game. Look at the score. Villager count is soon to be double for the Viper. He's just continuing to tear down all those buildings. Can decide where he wants to do the damage. Manchester, yeah, he keeps on his production. Yeah, past cards are pretty strong, but the Viper has a good army prepared. And soon his monks still have 2 conversions again. The Wolf even helping the Viper out. Oscar production not even very constant. Viper going for hand card everything there, and look at that, but it's a difference. There's no chance for Vinchester here at all. No way he has a possibility to get back into that. Now buying summer foods, getting the +2 defense, and maybe then he's trying to go for another attempt here to clear this up. Military count is 17 for him, 22 for the Viper, so that's not too convincing, but just simply the amount of knights to Manglers doing some damage to begin with there as well. Take a look, can they squeeze in? Seems like not for now. Manglers could maybe find another angle against that tower. Now 40 villagers ahead. Oh, now the move out. Let's take a look, Winchester. What does he see? He sees some army at the front. Maybe trying to go for the counter attack. Like he's somewhat moving out. Viper just camping this hill. Winchester now spread formation. Viper is going for long swords. Maybe he thinks, okay, this guy could have 2-3 TCs behind, but not really. Great shots here. Do we see another ground attack? No, missed the ground attack. Knights coming in from the top though, getting 2 converts in. Huskards helping out now, and this is the GG moment. Winchester is losing this fight significantly and has no army left. G to the G. The Viper is taking the 1-0. Yeah, I believe the main difference or main mistake here that Viper really benefited from was that Vinchester moved out with his archers there before he had fletching and without any scouting intel, and just 5 archers there rarely do a lot of damage. But yeah, maybe he felt, okay, Viper could maybe just transition from M&A into FC or something. I'm not really sure. Maybe he could catch some villagers walling off guard, but double archery range, skirmishes into the face of Vinch. He got completely demolished, and then it was just a super uphill battle all game long. The Viper camped this quite nicely, didn't underproduce army, didn't underboom, and now his longsword switch would have probably decided the game another way. KotD obviously super brutal. And the eco, yeah, was on another level as well. Villager count, oh god, got it. not a fair game after that first misstep there. Tiff picks, we are now out of God, pick number 5 for Vinch, and out of Berbers, pick number 1 for the Viper. So we still have very strong civilizations left for Vinch, like Japanese. And, well, Indians, Malians are pretty nice for Vinchester, and 2 Miso tips for the Viper. So we'll see about that pretty soon, guys. Yeah, I completely forgot that Vinch had the chance to come back there with his 7 archers. Had fletching, and all the army of the Viper was completely out of position. If he just went in with those archers. If he could have won it. Or maybe not won it, but he gets 3-4 villagers. Blocks the gold as well. Blocks a lot of farmers. Blocks the wood line. He had a good chance. The Viper had no option to put that much pressure on an early castle then. Has anyone picked or banned Magyars? I don't think so. Oh. No one. Okay. Then let's jump into game number 2. It will be the Viper playing Aztecs in the yellow. Very clumped up map here. As you can see, you see lumber camp, berries and gold. Very close by, even the stone and another wood line. So that's a very small map, very close together. Beautiful for some clumped up low economy strategies. On the other side, not so fortunate here with Mr. Vinchester, who's playing the Indians. So going for his strongest pick here. And yeah, his map is just horrible. Very open here, 2 gold spots, very hilly, everything. Cannot really build any TCs there. And this looks very, very nice here for the Viper to control this second game. I believe Vinchester needs to play something very risky, something aggressive into the base of the Viper. Maybe try to tower rush the right hand side. Obviously not an option, not a real strategy for Indians. Not playing to their strengths at all. But, well, this map is just horrible for Vinchester, and he will just get played with if he tries to go into a normal castle age game here. Ay, ay, ay. There was only 1 restart, and Vinchester already used it in the first game here. This map is even worse if you ask me, but, well, you can know that. Check from this side will be tough. Walling as well. Second bow for the Viper. And Vinch, where is his second boar? Oh, am I confused? Oh! Oh! That's why I was confused. Okay. Let's take a look. Vinchester trying to intercept it from that side. And that's another ugly thing here. Take a look. Viper, he has 28 HP on his scout left. Vinch obviously not doing massive amount of damage with his own scout. But gets some hits off. 19 HP, and we still have some way to go to the TC. Now 16 HP. The Viper, I think he might need to run. The boar is getting blocked. 4 more hits needed. Make that. Oh. And the boar is blocked, I believe. Oh, the Viper is barely in range. You know, 3 tiles is needed. And oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. 2 more hits needed. And Vinch could go for the kill. The Viper is trying to run back. Now Vinchester needs to block that villager. Does not want to get a single shot onto that boar. And the boar, oof, still not running back. Very chilly. Likes it over there. As it seems. Vinchester's like, boar, go back. Go back. And the Viper just sending in another villager. What is going on here? Can you shoot that one? Oh, why is the boar still not going back? What is going on? Vinchester, he doesn't want to. No, 1 arrow. The boar is chilling. That's the most chilled boar I've ever seen. I believe Vinchester. No, no. Oh god. And now the boar is going back the whole way. Oh, oi, oi, oi. Oh god. Okay, what did we miss in the meanwhile? So we see the Viper going for some everyday aggression. Yeah, that looks like 3 militia. What? No. Yeah, probably 3 militia into M&A. At the same time, Vinch is playing the late stable, so maybe scouts. Ah. Okay, where's the boar? So pretty sweet start by Vinch, but yeah, obviously that's the beauty of the Indians. The militia out. Lots of wood here for the Viper. Although he has a lot of villagers on berries as well, and built a lot of farms. Probably no second lumber camp, no mining camp. M&As now. I can hear boar lord. Your typical 10.5 minutes boar lord timing. And even trying to damage it with the scout. But shouldn't... Yeah, okay, that was well done. Now 4th villager being sent in, but oh no, he shouldn't go back to farming. And he should wall his wood line, not finishing those walls. Oh god, and now the M&A are coming in. Vinchester trying to run from the top, trying to micro villagers, but lost the long distance here, lost the scout as well. Doing some damage here against those M&A, yes, we can agree on that, but second villager going down. That's just super brutal. This one could go down as well, and it looks like he will. Vinchester down 3 villagers and a scout. I did. He deleted that one. I believe he deleted that one by accident. And now he's losing that one as well. Trying to micro back. Or did he just delete 1 villager? Okay, fair enough. The Viper is sacrificing his villager into the TC. Vinch 5 villagers down now. Only now going for the eco upgrades. Just sending 2 spearmen to the front, now heavily going on to gold. The Viper in full control in that, and yeah, that was horrible crisis management here by Vinchester. Now trying to be aggressive with his 2 scouts. Eagle of the Viper after some healing into the TC, trying to go for something, trying to find some wall spots, but that will be quite a long way to wall. Viper is positioning. Oh, archery ranges. Beautiful placement here. And beautiful timing at the same time. Spearman will get 1 hit off. Good start for him. And yeah, Vinchester just in a world of trouble here. Viper. And he is completely walled pretty soon. And that's what we said about this map. Very clumped up. He indeed deleted the villager. But how did that happen? There was no spot where he needed to delete a palisade wall. Well, we were in the point of view. Oh yeah, he built a palisade wall here and probably misclicked. We were in the point of view of the Viper, so we couldn't see the palisade wall. Continue to go for scouts. Still 5 villagers behind. The Viper's going for wheelbarrow behind this as well. Yeah, I won't watch the clip while I'm streaming the game, but thanks for your efforts, mate. And now scout number 6 and 7 out even, trying to go for the engagement against the spearman. One spearman down, scout going low HP, beautiful micro here. And could probably get that one villager. 3 more hits needed, not the greatest micro. That's exactly what he needs to do. And now grouping up, that's pretty sweet. Okay. So Winch, only 2 villagers behind now, but wheelbarrow as well. Take a look now, running through with his scout. Is he trying to go for that villager? Not 100% sure if that makes the most sense. And using that scout as well. Oh, the archers losing that spearman. Yeah, it's not looking too great here for Winch. 1 spearman, 4 archers will do pretty fine against 3 low HP scouts. 2 full HP scouts. Let's take a look. Getting 1 kill, getting maybe even 2 kills here. Winch losing too many spots, losing the scout over here, losing the scout unnecessarily over here, losing the scout unnecessarily over here. And it's so easy for the Viper. Just spread out spearmen somewhere around the map and hope that Vinchester is getting some scouts over there. And that worked out pretty nicely for him. Vinchester now trying to catch up with the wheelbarrow. It somewhat catch up when it comes to villagers, as it seems. From being 6 behind now only to probably being like 4 behind. Archers now sneaking around, fletching, coming in, and let's take a look. I believe he will get like 1 villager and that's it. I'm not sure if I like that tower too much. Probably would have liked more over here to fight against the hill. No, maybe he gets more. No, that's so ugly for Winch. Yeah, that's what Winch wanted to do in the game before, but yeah. Winch is just playing its scouts into FC. The Viper played it with some skirmishers to have a reasonable counter against exactly what the Viper is now going for. As you can see now, beautiful split around with all his scouts trying to move around, but oh boy, that's a beautiful placement. Now needs to lead the mining camp even, so that costs him quite a bit, and that's still not a good engagement for Vinchester. And now more archers and women coming around. Does Vinchester have a blacksmith? No, he does not. So although he has the resources, he cannot go up at the moment. And more archers sneaking around the Viper in full control at the moment. 6 villages ahead, both have wheelbarrow. And yeah, that's just so efficient. Going for bloodlines now. The tower trying to go up, but even then he needs to rebuild the mining camp as well. Tower is probably going up, microing 1 villager back so that 5 can fit in fit in the tower. But we heard another villager dying. Scouts now going in, having the +1 defense. He is still not clicking up. I'm a bit surprised by that. So many villagers dying. Scouts cannot really do much. Another villager dying. What a horrible game here for Vinchester. Maybe it feels like, okay, I still have Indians. I still am getting this cleared up, but under what cost? Look at that. 9 villagers, 10 villagers behind now. There could be another lost one. At least we will see 1 farm die. Another villager died here at the front. Vinchester not playing this 100% as it seems. Just not doing the small micro moves that we absolutely need to see from him. And the Viper actually even clicks up before Vinchester. Vinchester had 800 food. Solid 2 minutes ago. I didn't manage to click up because first he was missing the 2nd building, then he went for bloodlines and the +1 defense, and is now sitting at roughly 700 food and doesn't really know what to do with it. And he's queuing up more scouts out of 2 stables. What is going on here? And endless amount of villagers on gold? And going for forging? Oh god. Okay. So he feels like, okay, I need to go for mass scouts to survive. Meanwhile, Viper is just fine with killing some farms. Okay, Vinch will take a reasonable engagement now. Having all the upgrades obviously really helps out. But yeah, what can he do against soon-to-be crossbowman? We'll lose 2 more villagers here, most likely. Yeah, maybe even 3. Let's take a look. 9 HP. And the Viper is even sniping that one. We clear up at the front. But it's interesting, maybe thinking the Viper is playing this all in here in Feudal Age. But, well, he should know that he did very little damage to the Viper himself. He's now trying to micro this off. And, well, Vince won't be happy. Now trying to build some more farms over here. That's a bit surprising to me that he's building them to the right-hand side. Yeah, he clears this up, but now 30 foot, the Viper reaches Castle Age and is getting Crossman, Botkin, Arrow, and Bowsaw, all the important upgrades. Vinch, let's take a look what he can do. Monastery even by the Viper. Not too great against what Vinch is actually going for, but maybe... Okay. Maybe he feared the camel transition here. Still on to Spearman without any upgrades. Let's take a look. Is Vince trying to take an engagement here? Yes, he is. 3 Spearmen doing a reasonable amount of damage, but those scouts, they are beefy for sure. And most of them going down, and indeed Vinchester. Interesting decision making here by him. That he stays on scouts there, and well, he felt like he had a really bad map. So he couldn't really tower up, defend himself, and obviously the horrible first engagement here, then deleting a villager. Could not have went worse for him. Aye. Viper. 7, such a smooth game. Not much we can really say here. Manchester kind of catching up with the villager count, but actually was behind the Castle Age as well, so that's more than 5 villagers. Let's say 10-11 villagers behind there. Was just horrible for him. Aye. Now it's time to look at the potential service as well. Indians out for Winchester, and at 6 out for Jordan fan number 1, the Viper. Should he go for Incas now? If I was Viper, I would just squeeze in some Britons as well. Yeah, I think I would go for Britons. Mind games will be strong with Winchester. He probably needs to go for Mayans now. I probably picked Japanese last. Or maybe Japanese early and try to go for the M&A aggression against the slower civilization that the Viper will pick now. I have no idea, guys. Viper walled Winchester nowhere near castle. Well, he had 800 food. He just decided to add 10 more scouts. Or 6 more scouts and forging. Wasn't that weird? Well, Winchester has some great civs left. And Japs and Hunt. Angus will be tough for Vince. Agreed. Man's greater English? Okay. Well, we will see. Inca chicken warriors though. They look funny, right? Anti-eagles are better? Why? Guys, what went wrong there in the chat? I was blowing my nose and this guy's getting a permit through. Ah, oh god, it's James. Jesus. Why have you been so lazy? Ah. No, I didn't even finish blowing my nose. Half of the shit is still in my nose. So let's jump into game number 2. Which went to Viper. So let's try to jump into game number 3. What do you think, guys? We will have the Incas for Viper finding all his resources quite nice and early, and therefore is already active on the map. And we see Vinchester playing with the purple Japanese again, and another not so fortunate map for him. The Viper though, well, where is his wood line? That one's not really usable. Left hand side, okay-ish. Goal is pretty close by, but well, could be tough. Defensive tower, or like defensive stone, I want to say. Could put some tower rush. And I become a mod for winning grass stout? No. Spirit of the Law. How many restarts do they have? They have 1 restart each, and Vinchester already used his one. Hi. Vinchester going for a house at a weird place. Interesting. Okay. Did you maybe see the directions wrong, or what am I seeing? Well, okay, that was a beautiful move. Trying to push the deer here a bit further. Take a look at Vin's map. He controls the left hand side quite nicely. We wanted to. Has gold pretty close by, but then he needs to play this very open. Alright, if he goes for the bigger walls, he has a good shot. He goes like those walls over here. But that's just so tough to scout and just very far away from your TC as well. So unlikely scenario to see that coming here from Mr. Vinci Boy, who's still very passive with his scout at home. Only pushed 1 deer, can't go for the other 2 other teams, and now wants to protect his boar. And villager forward and 4 in woodless Japanese and only 1 lumber camp. That's weird. And that's a weird barracks here. That one isn't that much better. Probably wants to wall over here and archery ranges over here. At least that's what I'm expecting. And goes for this defensive wood line. Did he scout anything to the left hand side? No. So that will probably be like more like those walls then, instead of one in the big area. But it's not like he is getting too much by walling it differently. Another pool, and Viper now seems to be going for gold. That looks more like a drush then. No MLAs out of him. Oh, Vinchester, how is he running into the sea? How did that happen? How did he scout like this spot and just runs from here straight into the north? Oh, Vinci. Was that a misclick? No, it's like, and the Viper queued up or gathered his resource, gathered his villagers so much earlier than you would normally see as well. That felt so weird. Vinchester maybe shaking up. Oh man. Third militia didn't go on to any gold. So can't have loom. At least he's getting some damage done. So without the scout, now trying to take the hill advantage here. The Viper was lacking with his 1 militia. He's now going for loom. Are we missing any other gold spots? Right hand side here, didn't see those 2 sheep. Other one is over here at the front. Now it's going for gold eventually. And well, that will be tough. Strong loom for Vinch. at least he's winning that fight, or is he? Oh, not going for the kill there in the end. But now he's taking the advantage, getting the first nice kill. Vinchester's micro a bit better than the Vipers here, as it seems too. Well, isn't getting that last one, but that's pretty solid. The Viper fighting very little with this Eagle Warrior. That's a bit surprising to me. Now could go for that one, and that's a pretty fair trade here. Even doing some damage on the Eagle. Field, okay, man. Is he clicking up without Loom? No, he's going for Loom. Okay, I can see the reasoning behind that. And the Viper already preparing some villagers. Is he sending them forward? Look at that. 5 villagers on gold here. I don't know what he's planning, but I know that the Viper will try to punish him. I'm just trying to get some walls up here, and that will be pretty damn deadly. Let's take a look. Is he on stone? And indeed, in this very moment, he's sending some villagers on to stone, but not that many. Is he going for some more military? Not yet. So it will be a somewhat half-committed tower rush here. One archery range. Vinchester, let's take a look what he sees. He's going for the good walls at the left-hand side. Went for a bit different ones even, and oh, Vince probably needs to delete that house now. Yeah, and oh, Viper just knew it and debated him. More M&A at the front, and yeah, you really want to get that villager, it seems. Wow, and is forcing a lot of idle time here. 4 villagers not working at the moment. 3 militia, 1 wolf's coming. Now trying to go for the tricky walls behind here. And Viper is not finishing that tower at the moment. Now going for the eco upgrades. Probably realizes, okay, I will not get that tower up. Vince will get that defensive tower up himself. And then we'll have the M&A upgrade pretty quickly. Archery range is his first click here. Tower now on the way. Wolf helping out quite a bit. And Viper will try to build the tower. Oh, we'll lose his eagle, no micro here. Militia chasing down, finally M&A upgrade. And Vinch is going for this defensive tower. The eco of Vinch, obviously so much better. Getting a lot of resources, a lot of villagers here while going to the feudal age. Let's take a look, trying to focus down that house, but instantly done. And yeah, that's a solid defense by Vinch. We'll probably, oh, I think he should focus on those skirmishes. M&A doing a reasonable amount of damage. And now it should be tower against tower. Check, look, skirmishes, can they? Yeah, they will do the damage. Vince will lose his M&A, but he also gets a tower, so that's fine for him. I heard a blacksmith. Oh, that is a blacksmith that we're looking at. And Vince even saving his M&A, as it seems. And should be saving his villager here as well. Yeah, and now needs to get a another defensive tower up though. Does he have any map vision over here? Well, that's still in range. So that was good for him. Now needs to get enough stone. He has enough stone if he drops all his stone to build a defensive tower, but probably will need to send all his villagers over here. And that's a pretty commanding position here for the Viper. Let's take a look. Seems like Vinchester is trying to do some counter damage, and yeah, as you can see, Vinchester just accepts. Okay, you will get that tower up. I need to pull my villagers off here. Not doing the archery range at the moment. Viper building the second one at home. That's something we don't see too often. People being forced to build 1 aggressive archery range and 1 defensive archery range. The tower of the Viper actually attacking the house, not the tower, probably because he can't reach it. Wheelbarrow now, and Winch is playing this quite reasonable, I have to say. I felt like this could be a very dicey situation when the Viper went forward, but dealt with it. At least, let's call it, he didn't underreact. That's something we can agree on. But let's take a look. Can he maybe focus down 1 villager? He just thinks better of it and is going back. No, it's okay. That's too much army here. Even if it isn't upgraded, I cannot really take this engagement. And Vinch, look at his resources. He has enough stone, could just tower up defensively here, and then probably transition into Carthage quite nicely. Yeah, nice amount of farms. Some villagers still on gold, so therefore you can go just simply on archers and stay active over here. Yeah, the Viper can easily clear that up. He's even adding an Eagle Warrior here. Fletching now finishes for the Viper, so he can take those engagements. And yeah, Vinch just needs to run now. Going for second archer range. Some walls over here, but not 100% sure how efficient those will be. He could have really nice walls over here at the side, but as we mentioned before, tough to see for sure. Archers now helping out those skirmishers to survive. Ensuring for the town ward, Viper buying 100 food, so it seems like both getting onto Castle Age quite at a similar time. They have 600 food, 200 gold over here, and oh, Viper actually now selling mass amount of stone, buying food. Interesting, okay. So yeah, he wants to go onto Castle Age as well, but will take a bit longer here. 600 food, 200 gold for him. Vinchester, nice defensive tower, this time in time, not like in the game before. Vinch camping the front still. Let's take a look. That looks like 6 villagers, so maybe one could lose his life. The rest will fit into the tower and Vinch should be fine. Take a look. Viper, he should be seeing this. Maybe send the Eagle in first. No, not really. Just needs to go back. He's up to Castle Age as well. Oh, 45 seconds later. Oh, I'm trying to go for some run around. But tries to be annoying. Vinch trying to run around indeed. But that's still open. And that's what's normally like, that's double open even. In between here and in between here. Not very costly to close that. A bit surprising to me. The Viper going for the +1 defense, so he will stay on the Eagle tag. Take a look if he's adding more barracks, and indeed he is. So double barracks for him, is building more defensive towers himself. Let's take a look what Vinchester can do. I don't expect him to do a hell of a lot of damage. And neither did Viper. And let's take a look, what can Vinch do? He has enough stone for a castle pretty soon. Oh, that villager should be sniped. Okay, great job. Vinch crossbowman, thumping, and botkin arrow. So he really wants to do the damage with his archers. Oh, losing 1 though, losing 2, maybe losing 3. Trying to micro around. Well, he lost 2. Still not the greatest approach by him. But now what are we doing with all our stone here, Mr. Vinch? We will now confirm the triple barracks, and I believe that could be a spot where you just run. Just run home. Trying to run away from the Eagles, because you know you will get cleared up pretty soon. And you're forcing a lot of army out, you know that, but probably he thinks, okay, can maybe still do some damage, maybe snipe 1 or 2 villagers, but yeah, he will always lose all his army there in exchange. Okay, can get that tower, and defensive castle here. Could have even made an argument for placing it somewhere differently, but well, it's kind of protecting a raiding possibility at the front, and at the same time is hidden for now, so that's reasonable. And Winch will get cleared up pretty soon here. Is trying to get ballistics. We'll get 1 eagle kill, maybe 2. Looks like 2 will be the number. Could maybe even go for a 3rd one. Viper not microing at all. Okay, Vinch actually doing quite some damage. Well, having all the upgrades really helps there. Ballistics, thumping, and he did quite a lot of damage against those eagles. I didn't expect that. And is now running away. Still has some crossmen. Keeps or goes back onto production. 1 extra TC for him. And this is probably the closest game we have been at for now. +1 defense here. Was infantry. Vinchester a bit ahead. And let's take a look. The Viper, only 2 TCs for him. One for Monastery. And the 3rd TC here at the front. Obviously, Incas don't mind to get a lot of relics early on. Just to keep that eagle production for the long game running as well. Oh, someone just messaged me. Nilly, I haven't seen your stream in ages. And you sound so differently. Samurai hype! And yeah, I indeed got braces. And that's why I sound so weird. And I obviously got the file that mutates my voice as well. Let's take a look. Eagles now finding some damage over chopped here. Well, actually, it was never really close. And that's the first good raid of the Viper here in Castle Age. Those crossbowmen getting intercepted. Let's take a look how those samurais will deal now. I'm not 100% sure if those are the best option. And Vinchester didn't see it at all yet. Suddenly the Viper's ahead when it comes to the villager count, and that Mangonel is getting a beautiful shot there. The ground attack was perfect, and now getting another ground attack there over at the right hand side. Oh boy, so many crossbowmen going down. Yeah, the Mangonel died as well, but Mangonel is just having Mangonel, the samurais just dying there afterwards as well. And military count now nicely in favor of the Viper, and I'm not sure if samurai is a real option. You can only produce out of 1, and they aren't like the biggest hard counter to the eagles. I'm not sure if that's really the viable option here. Still going for more crossbows and still going for more samurais. Are samurais better than longswords? Yes, but you can only produce them out of 1 building, and that's a castle. And yeah, that's just so much better, so much worse. And now Viper can just go into slingers as well. And they will perform pretty nicely against the samurai. So he just has the answer to everything that Vinchester is throwing at him. Oh, what a tough spot for him. Now some weird attack at the left hand side, not too important. Viper actually going for Sanctity. Oh, and that's aggressive villagers. Let's take a look what those are for. He's trying to build a castle. How much villagers does he still have? Yeah, 5 on stone. And remember, Inca can build the castle cheaper, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see the castle being dropped here any second. Mangonel is around and enough slingers. Viper buying more stone. And now building the castle a bit more defensively than I would have thought. But still on the hill and creating a nice area of attack for him. Same time, Vince going for the clear up over here against all those skirmishers and crossbowmen. Didn't lose, well, he lost 1 crossbowman. Obviously, heavily upgraded units here that will perform reasonable against those slingers. 3 TCs running for Vince. Viper is getting relic number 2. Going into his base. Vince, where are his other stone spot, gold spots? At the side here. That's 1, and the other one. Where was it? Didn't we see that before? That's 1. That's an extra 1. Over here at the right hand side. Okay. So I basically already showed it. Handcart and bowsaw. I see Vince now trying to catch up with the eco, but the Viper, as you can see, he's not producing any more villagers. He's just waiting for Imp. As you can see, he's not producing out of any building at the moment, just using the market, and he will try to rush to him and control this, maybe kill the castle of Vinchester here and be happy with that. At the other time, we have Vinchester looking at 200 food at the moment and 300 gold. So his in time will be way later. Maybe we can even get some raids over here. Viper, super active, knows, okay, I'm controlling this area now at the front. Where can I do damage next? And yeah, he will start with sniping that villager. Therefore, Vinchester, what can he really do? Rushes out another villager. In the meantime, Viper is collecting relic number 4 for himself. Trying to go for the 5th one, but that's one in the south corner. Let's take a look. Can maybe the Viper even intercept that TC here? Crossbowman, pretty good against those slingers. Let's take a look. Samurai is good against the Eagle Warriors, but obviously the other way around would be getting a bit more dicey. Mangonels, can they maybe get the big shots off? Vinchester, oof, with his outpost, having a lot of vision here. Town for Vinchester trying to rush that one up. Can he get it up? Let's take a look. Mangonels, ooh, trying to go for the split, but it's just jumping into it, and Guard Tower is finishing any second as well. Nice defense here by Mr. Vinch, and he is somewhat safe, but look at his resources. He now needs to sell a lot of wood, and the wood price is at 70, so that's reasonable. Food price is pretty high. Viper bought mass amount of food, as it seems, and Vinch will click up any second now, but the Viper with his second castle. And that's a fight that Vinch cannot take. At the moment the score is pretty even, but that was before reaching him for the Viper and before clicking him for Vinchester. Now the score difference is 700 again, and that is really showing where we are actually in this game. Vinchester ahead by 14 villagers. Not the most important thing though, because he can at the moment not really transition into anything. I believe he needs to pull those villagers. I think producing more villagers over here is stupid. He will lose those within the next 5 minutes anyways. He needs to expand to the right hand side, I believe. That's the right move. Oh, double hippo could go for a kill here. And Arbalest still out, going for more eco upgrades, and yeah, seems like the villager in the right hand side corner survived. Eagle Warriors still non-elite. No couriers for him as well. Samurai production continues. And not having that front gold spot for Vinchester really hurts him as well. Elite Eagle Warriors for the Viper. Walls over at the right hand side. Last minute here for Vinchester, but will it be enough? Those Eagles are doing quite some damage. Yeah, no arson. And no real attack upgrades at all. Vinchester loses that castle though. What's the transition now? Is he going on to longswords to end champions? Or will he just try to play this out with Bracer and Arbalest? Couriers now as well. Arbalest won't be the answer. Not having that gold at the side. That you see is going down, as I said before. Let's take a look. Is the Viper trying to take the engagement here? Bracer, Arbalest, and +4 defense. So I like how many upgrades Vinchester is clicking here, but will it really matter? No control over his gold spot over here. All those villagers died, as I kind of predicted. Yeah, Vinch is still ahead when it comes to villagers, but he's open to the right hand side. Military count, he looks pretty even. Is there a chance for Vinchester to hold on? He's going for another defensive castle. I believe he needs to stonewall this. Otherwise, Eagle will just rain in all day long. I'm going for his main TC even. Another castle at the right hand side. The villager died in the end. Vinchester needs to push this middle area. Can he maybe hold on here? Going for conscription and the market. Oh yeah, I want to say, didn't he have a market before? But yeah, he just lost his one over here. Viper in the meanwhile going for onagers even. Realizing, okay, this guy's going for arbalists only. And I will do well if I can just spread out. But if he clumps up, I could have some problems. And what's good against clumped up archers? It's the onagers. Viper at the moment just going for the control. He is only 5 pop ahead. Vinchester is staying in this, but as we said before, no control over here at the gold spot. Vinchester now could go for elite samurais. He is kind of staying in this game. Maybe defensive castle over here would make some sense. I absolutely need to see some stone walls. Okay, where is he building his castle? Okay. Yeah, it's mainly for production. He feels if he can go onto elite samurai arbalest, that he has a chance in the long run here. Onagers around go now, and Vinchester. Viper now going for arbalest on his own. So we'll pick up that relic. Castle finished. Vinchester staying in this one. Pop 150 for him. Such a deadly army here being produced by the Viper. Yes, look at all these upgrades on those slingers. Onagers, now they can do major damage. First big shot, second big volley. So many samurais going down here. Arbalest microing around quite nicely though. Let's take a look. We can see beautiful splits, but now running in. It's obviously so tough to micro against all of them, and that was a big hit here. And this could be the GG moment. Military count at the moment 19 to 52. He will lose everything. Those Eagle Warriors are pushing in. So many slingers behind that as well. Those two castles won't help out at all. Losing all his food here at the front. 30 military count behind, and it's probably not going into his direction really. Those slingers and arbalists here at the back. Yeah, samurais did quite nice damage against all those Eagle Warriors, but those slingers can now start a step micro. Those traps advancing, trying to go for the castle. At the moment, Vinchester really relying on the samurais to do the damage, but he doesn't have any answer to the slingers because he lost all his arbalists. Maybe the engagement against the onagers wasn't the right thing. Maybe could have waited a bit longer. Some light cav could have helped out here as well. But obviously that's so easy to say out of my position. I can be more patient when he felt the pressure all game long. Now trying to regroup with all his samurais here. Trying to repair this castle. Desperately trying to hold on. He has masonry and now trying to go for another engagement. Just trying to spread around, split around, trying to dodge all the arrows, and look at that, he took very minimal damage. Another onager shot, quite nicely done here. Even Kamayuk said it, not 100% sure what they are supposed to do. And those samurais now focusing down one trap, two traps at the same time, doing some damage at the right hand side to all those Eagle Warriors, but once they are trying to close on the distance against the slingers, it's not looking great for them. 40 pop now behind. Yeah, he completely repaired that castle. He's still continuing to go for more samurais. He's getting up to all those skirmishers, but Eagle Warriors trying to go for the raid. Nice quick move here by Vinchester, but it looks like Vinchester cannot hold on here. The force of the Viper is just too strong. It looks like he will advance into the round of 4 with another 3-0 here. Eagle Warriors trying to go back. Slinger Arbalest, that's such a deadly combo, and on it just to add that up. I even love that one Mongoose behind there trying to do some healing. Another aggressive castle here, so cheap for the Incas. Big shots against all those samurais again. Now trying to close on the distance. This could be the last engagement, the last stand here of Vinchester, and it's not looking too great for him. It's indeed the GG. The Viper is advancing with a 3-0 here in quite convincing fashion. Yeah, Vinchester did hold on for quite some time, but when did we ever had the feeling in the game that the Viper was in full control? It was a very long time ago. Game number 2, the Viper in full control. Game number 3 as well. And even getting the extra gold spot here at the side was super active with all the extra resources, so much map vision, 4 to 3 relics, and Japanese, and what else do we see? Japanese and Goth. 2 civilizations that Vinchester picked. Is that really a thing? Not 100% sure. And I banned a guy for homophobia. So let's take a look. And achievements. Oh, not banned, timed out. I want to say. Okay, Viper obviously with a great KD there. And yeah, not much that this could really do. in the end. Samurais, I believe they aren't the best option at all. Tough spot for him. GG, well played. The Viper is advancing here into the round of 4, the semifinals.